loyalty eternal. It is the 41st millennium. The God Emperor has sat broken upon the golden throne, ruler of man on holy terra. Since the betrayal of his sons, the world of men has shaken, trembled, and decayed in his absence. The chosen son now rules in his stead, weeping at what has become of his father's dream. Still he must fight, forever as the dark comes. Beasts, traitors, xenos, foulness beyond mortal kind seeks to undo the living. Creatures from the outer dark devour all in their path. Mortals do battle with the deathless at every turn. Upon these savage times, the greatest of the Emperor's creations, the Adeptus Astartes, do battle with all of this and more, alongside normal men from the Astra Militarum, whose bravest wade into death's embrace with no fear. Courage and bravery are still found in man. Its light fades, but is not broken. The ever-shifting, dangerous warp tides upon which the mighty vessels of the Navis Imperialis travel leak the reeking taint of corruption, must be navigated between solar systems. Travel in this cursed realm is the pock-marked bedrock upon which the Imperium stands. On Cyprian 9, a general faces issues about the clone trooper forces of Imperator Spire. Citizen General Vader Blank's gaze remained fixed on the mustard-colored clouds that obscured the intricate expanse of the lower hive. His silhouette, framed by the grandeur of the panoramic window, projected an air of stoic authority. The vast cityscape below, a sprawling metropolis of towering structures and teeming humanity, seemed both distant and enigmatic. Command of the Clone Brigade, a position of significant authority, had fallen into Vaderberg's hands not long ago. However, his demeanor betrayed a lack of confidence in the very forces under his control. The clone soldiers, once hailed as the epitome of military precision and loyalty, now inspired little faith in the general. His mind echoed with the whispers of doubt as he pondered the efficiency and reliability of the clone soldiers. Uncertainties that surrounded their capabilities and loyalty loomed like the mustard clouds outside, casting shadows over the foundations of his military command. It was a weighty responsibility, one that demanded unwavering trust in the soldiers under his charge. The city below, a complex web of politics and power, seemed to mirror the intricacies of Vaderberg's internal struggles. As he surveyed the landscape, his thoughts delved into the challenges of leading a force that he perceived as unpredictable and untrustworthy. The once clear path of command now felt shrouded in the uncertainty of the mustard-colored haze. In the midst of the city's labyrinthian structures, where power dynamics shifted like the clouds outside, Vaderberg grappled with the paradox of authority. The grand view from his high-rise office, which had once instilled a sense of dominion, now served as a backdrop for the internal conflict unfolding within the general's contemplative mind. As the general continued to stand in solemn contemplation, the musty clouds outside seemed to mirror the opacity of the challenges that lay ahead. The fate of the city to be tied to the efficacy of his military command hung in balance. In a quiet expanse of his office, Vaderberg steeled himself for the intricate dance of leadership and doubt that defined his role in the ever-evolving landscape of the metropolis below. As the natural light struggled to pierce through the thick atmosphere, Vaderberg clenched his jaw in frustration. The recent communication relayed an unsettling message. The loss of an entire clone group, a significant blow to the carefully calculated manpower resources that sustained order in the vast expanse of the planetary system under his jurisdiction. His keen eyes narrowed as he surveyed the sprawling cityscape below. a testament to both the grandeur and complexity of his responsibilities. The lower hive, a little Corinthian network of crowded streets and towering structures, was a constant reminder of the delicate balance he maintained between order and chaos. Veda-Bug's thoughts were consumed by the repercussions of the unexpected setback, a ripple that threatened the stability of his meticulously designed strategy for maintaining control. The weight of the impending report to the temperamental planetary governor hung heavily upon his shoulders. The governor, known for their unforgiving demeanor, their demanding expectations, would not take kindly to news of a shortfall in manpower predictions. Veda-Bug anticipated the storm that would follow, the heated discussions, and the need to offer reassurances in the face of unseen challenges. In the corner of his office, the holographic displays flickered with real-time data, showcasing the intricate web of information that dictated the ebb and flow of life within the city. The loss of the clone group was not merely a numerical setback. It was a disruption in the carefully orchestrated dance of power and control that Veda-Bug had meticulously choreographed. With a heavy sigh, the Citizen General turned away from the window, his eyes reflecting a mix of determination and concern. He knew that the path ahead would demand strategic finesse, diplomatic skill, and perhaps a touch of resourcefulness to navigate the treacherous waters of planetary politics. As he prepared to face the planetary governor and deliver the unfortunate news, Veda-Bug braced himself for the challenges that lay ahead, determined to maintain order in the face of unexpected adversity. Citizen General Veda-Bug turned abruptly from the window, his steely gaze locking on his secretary, poised and efficient aide who navigated the complexity of his office with practiced ease. Initiate a comms call to Elder Magos Kleiner, the Biotechnica, immediately, he commanded, his voice betraying a sense of urgency layered beneath the commanding tone. As the secretary swiftly complied, tapping holographic keys with precision, the tension of the room palpably increased. The communication relay crackled to life, projecting a holographic image of Elder Magos Kleiner, a venerable figure whose cybernetic enhancements and arcane knowledge marked him as a formidable force within the Biotechnica. The conversation that unfolded between the two leaders was terse, each word weighed down by the gravity of the situation. Veda-Bug, not accustomed to authority, met Elder Kleiner's holographic gaze with an unyielding intensity, explaining the cause of the losses. He demanded, his voice cutting through the air like a blade. Elder Kleiner's holographic image flickered slightly, emphasizing the gravity of his words. The ambient hum of machinery in the background echoed the technological prowess that defied his domain. Within the Biotechnica, the lighting cast shadows on his augmented features, showcasing the fusion of man and machine that marked him as a living testament to the symbiosis between technology and organic life. The subpar genetic stock you insisted on acquiring, coupled with the lower quality chemical shipments, have proven to be disastrous. The Elder Magos intoned with the air of authority. His voice resonated through the room. The cadence of his words betrayed not only the weight of the present circumstances, but also a hint of exasperation at the blatant disregard for his earlier counsel. I explicitly warned against these compromises, foreseeing the potential loss of one or more clone groups. The consequences of such negligence were foretold, General. As he spoke, holographic displays materialized around him, showcasing intricate schematics and genetic sequences. The visual representation of the Biotechnica's meticulous work served as a stark contrast to the repercussions of the ill-fated decisions made on the military front. The Elder Magos, with his cybernetic enhancements and encyclopedic knowledge of biotechnology, presented a formidable presence, a living embodiment of the delicate balance between scientific expertise and the harsh realities of warfare. The room's atmosphere became charged with unspoken tension and acknowledgement of prophecy fulfilled hanging in the air. Veda-Bug, though a seasoned leader, couldn't help but feel a twinge of remorse at the consequences of ignoring the Biotechnica's counsel. The holographic displays projected data illustrating the compromised genetic integrity of the affected clone groups, highlighting the ripple effect the substandard resources had unleashed upon the carefully crafted ecosystem of the military forces. Elder Magos, Lina's gaze bore into the general, a mix of disappointment and conviction reflected in his cybernetically enhanced eyes. Our warnings were not issued lightly, General Bug. The intricate balance of genetic sequences, chemical compositions, and environmental vectors cannot be underestimated. The consequences of these compromises extend beyond merely manpower losses. They jeopardize the very foundation of our strategic capabilities. The gravity of the situation hung heavily in the room, a palpable reminder of the intersection of military might and scientific precision required a delicate dance, and any misstep could result in catastrophic consequences. As the holographic transmission concluded, Vaderburg was left to grapple with the repercussions of choices made and the daunting task of rebuilding trust and collaboration in the wake of a crisis foretold. In the dimly lit room, the gravity of the situation settled heavily on Vaderburg's shoulders. Biotechnica's warning had been crystal clear, and the repercussions were now unfolding before him. Responsibility for loss weighed heavily on both parties, the consequences of decisions made in the name of expediency, now manifesting in the form of diminished manpower and compromised security. As the holographic transmission concluded, Vaderburg's expression tightened with a mixture of frustration and resolve. The strained alliance between the military and the Biotechnica, built on delicate balances of power and resources, now faced a critical juncture. The citizen general knew that navigating the intricate dynamics between these factions would require more than just tactical prowess. It would demand political finesse and the delicate dance of negotiation. With a heavy sigh, he dismissed his secretary and turned back to the window, his mind racing with strategies to mitigate the fallout. The city below, bathed in the eerie glow of mustard-colored clouds, seemed to mirror the uncertainty that loomed over his command. Vaderburg braced himself for the challenges ahead, aware that the delicate fabric of control he had woven was unraveling. And the true test of leadership lay in the ability to rebuild in the face of unforeseen adversity. As the citizen general, Vaderburg processed the dire information conveyed by Elder Magos Kleiner. His mind became a whirlwind of strategic considerations. He knew that damage control required more than just addressing the immediate fallout. It necessitated a meticulous approach to rectify the systemic vulnerabilities that had led to the loss of the clone groups. In a chamber adorned with holographic displays and the hum of electronic equipment, Vaderburg swiftly reached a decision. His gaze shifted to his communications console, and with a few deft commands, he initiated a secure channel to Lord Mandel Grey of Sunward Spire. The Spire, a bastion of economic influence and financial power, had played a pivotal role in the acquisition of the compromised chemicals and the gene stock. As the communication relay established a link to Lord Grey's private network, Vaderburg's thoughts coalesced around the necessity of a face-to-face meeting, and gravity of the situation demanded a level of discretion that could not be ensured through online interactions, and in-person discussions required. Such matters involving the delicate balance of power and potential lapses in security couldn't be entrusted to the uncertainties of digital communication. The holographic display flickered to life, presenting the regal visage of Lord Mandel Grey, a man of opulence and influence. The backdrop of his opulent office, adorned with artifacts that spoke of wealth and prestige, provided a stark contrast to the gravity of the conversation at hand. Lord Grave, Vaderburg addressed him with a formality that hinted the urgency of the situation. We face a crisis that requires your immediate attention. I propose a private meeting in person to discuss the initial setbacks in person. Matters that cannot be inserted to the digital ether for fear of interception. financial magnate's brow furrowed, the weight of responsibility evident in his expression. A nod from Lord Grave conveyed his understanding of the gravity of the situation. Very well, then. My estate on the spire-topped plaza provides a secure and discreet environment. We can convene there to discuss the necessary course of action. With the details of the meeting arranged, Vedabug couldn't shake the gnawing sense of urgency that accompanied the challenge ahead. The spy's involvement in the acquisition of compromised resources had not only affected the military capabilities, but also woven a complex web of interdependence. The forthcoming meeting would be more than a discussion of losses. It would be a negotiation of accountability and a recalibration of the delicate alliance between military might and financial influence. As the holographic communication concluded, Vedabug pondered the intricate dance of power and responsibility that defined his role. A looming meeting with Lord Mandelgrave held the promise of collaboration or conflict, and the fate of the city's stability hung in the balance. The private rendezvous would be a crucible where decisions of consequence were made, and the repercussions would echo across the intricate tapestry of politics and power in the sprawling metropolis below. His private aircar, sleek and imposing, glided through the mustard-colored clouds as it transported General Vedabug toward the Sunward Spire's famous leisure plaza. The cityscape unfolded beneath him, a sprawling mosaic of towering spires and bustling activity. The renowned plaza awaited, an oasis of opulence and extravagance amid the urban expanses. The aircar's tinted wheel windows shielded Vedabug from the harsh light, casting an ethereal glow on his stoic features. His mind, still grappling with the recent setbacks, shifted its focus to the impending meeting with Lord Mandelgrave. The leisure plaza, with its decadent architecture and vibrant atmosphere, seemed an unlikely setting for a discussion of strategic importance. However, appearances often belied the clandestine nature of high-stakes negotiations. A detachment of a local planetary defense force flew in tight formation around the aircar, their military-grade vehicles serving as both an escort and a tangible reminder of the precarious security situation. Their presence, though intended for protection, provided only a cold comfort to the general in light of the recent reports of compromised resources in the wars of clone groups. The skies, once a symbol of dominion and order, now harbored an air of uncertainty. The PDF escort maintained a vigilant watch, flying in precise formation with an air of discipline that mirrored the military prowess of the city's defense forces. The ominous hum of their engines resonated through the airspace, underscoring the seriousness of the situation. Vedabug, surrounded by the steel wing of protection, couldn't shake the feeling that the very sky itself had become a battleground for influence and control. As the air corps approached the Sunward Spire's leisure plaza, the vibrant colors and architectural marvels came into full view. The plaza, a convergence of extravagance and entertainment, had long been a symbol of Sunward Spire's economic prowess. Now, against the backdrop of recent events, it took on an additional layer of significance, a venue where decisions with far-reaching consequences could be made. The aircar descended gracefully, landing in a designated area of the leisure plaza. Vedabug emerged from the vehicle, his uniform impeccably pressed, his demeanor projecting an air of authority. The PDF escort maintained a watchful stance, positioned strategically to secure the perimeter and ensure the safety of their high-ranking charge. As General Vedabug made his way towards the rendezvous point, the atmosphere crackled with tension. The leisure plaza, typically a haven of carefree enjoyment, now served as the stage for a clandestine meeting that would soon reshape the dynamics of power within the city. The recent setbacks casting a shadow over the opulent surroundings. Stark reminded that even the most extravagant plazas could become arenas for the most complex dance of politics and military strategy. Navigating the intricacies of social decorum, General Vedabug deftly traversed the opulent halls of Sunward Spire's innermost sanctums. The dance of custom and nicety was an art form, and he executed each step with a calculated grace befitting a man of his stature and bearing, augmented by the gravity of recent events, lent an air of authority as he moved through the labyrinthian corridors. The invitation from Lord Mandelgrave granted him access to the most exclusive areas of Spiretop, where wealth flowed like water, and extravagance knew no bounds. Each step brought him deeper into a world where luxury wasn't just a lifestyle, but a statement of power and influence. Gilded archways adorned with intricate filigree framed his path, and the air was heavy with the scent of rare perfumes and the hushed murmurs of affluent patrons. Unused to seeing military personnel in such a place, entering the innermost halls reserved for the elite of Spiretop was a privilege afforded to few. Veda Berg, flanked by the air of stoicism, acknowledged the nods and greetings of other high-profile individuals. The attention, or customary acknowledgement, little to distract him from the weight of his mission. The grandeur on display in these exclusive areas surpassed even the luxuries the general's substantial military stipend could afford. Holographic displays showcased masterpieces of art and technological marvels, while the ambient lighting played off surfaces adorned with precious metals and rare gemstones. The general's eyes, usually attuned to the utilitarian aspects of military strategy, momentarily absorbed the extravagance of the surroundings, and as he progressed further, the innermost halls revealed themselves, each more sumptuous than the last. Lord Graves' invitation had granted him access to a world where only the most influential could friend. The allure of such icons, though momentarily captivating, served as a stark reminder of the delicate alliance between the military and financial sectors, and the intricate dance required to maintain their equilibrium. Finally reaching the designated meeting area, Vaderberg was met with a lavish chamber adorned with priceless art and overlooking a panoramic view of the city below. Lord Mandelgrave, the epitome of wealth and influence, awaited him. The air was charged with a blend of tension and anticipation as the two figures, representative of different realms of power, prepared to engage in discussion shape the future of their alliance. The luxurious surroundings, while a testament to Sunward Spire's affluence, couldn't mask the underlying tension. As the doors closed behind him, Vaderbug steeled himself for the negotiations ahead, knowing that the decisions made in these hallowed halls would reverberate far beyond the confines of Spiretop, impacting the delicate balance of power that held the city in check. The confirmation of the biotechnical report regarding the loss of the 10,000 clones was a bitter pill for General Vaderberg to swallow. In meticulously equipped command center where holographic displays flickered with real-time data, the somber faces of the biotechnical technicians mirrored the severity of the situation. The information was irrefutable. That's not the possible decay of the genetically engineered clones had been dispelled with grim certainty. Elder Magos Kleiner, his cybernetic enhancements gleaming in the ambient light, stood beside the lead technician as they presented the findings to the general. The holographic projections illustrated the genetic abnormalities and accelerated decay that had plagued the entire clone group. The visual representation of the defective clones was a stark reminder that the compromises made in the acquisition of gene stock had dire consequences. As feared, General Berg, Elder Magos Kleiner spoke with a measured tone, his gaze fixed on the holographic images. The subpar gene stock and the low-quality chemical shipment have resulted in a catastrophic degradation of the clones. The mutations are beyond correction, rendering the entire group unsalvageable. The confirmation sent a shiver down Vaderberg's spine. The loss of 10,000 clones was not only depleted crucial manpower, it also represented a significant dent in military strategic capabilities. The realization that the mutated defective clones were beyond any meaningful use added a layer of gravity to the situation. The decision to flesh out the entire half-formed group, as revealed by the biotechnical technicians, was not taken lightly. The necessity of eliminating the mutated clones for the sake of maintaining genetic integrity and preventing any potential spread of abnormalities underscored the severity of the situation. The holographic display showcased the harsh reality of the operations. The defective clones were rendered into recycled biomass, a stark and grim conclusion to a failed experiment in bioengineering. Relaying this grim information to Lord Mandelgrave required careful consideration. The luxurious surroundings of the Spiretop's innermost halls seemed incongruent with the news Vaderberg bore. The holographic images of decayed clones lingered in his mind as he pondered the delicate balance between disclosing the truth and mitigating the potential fallout. In the secluded meeting chamber where wealth and power converged, Waderberg carefully articulated the details to Lord Grave. The communication laced with heavy burden of responsibility unfolded slowly as the general navigated the complex web of diplomacy and strategic reassurance. The consequences of the compromised gene stock and chemicals had not only affected the military might, but woven a complex tapestry of independence that required the delicate handling of negotiations ahead. As the gravity of the situation settled in the room, Waderberg steeled himself for Lord Grave's response, acutely aware that the information he conveyed would echo far beyond the luxurious confines of Firetop. The intricate dance of politics, military strategy, and economic influence was poised on the precipice of change, and the decisions made in the moment would shape the fate of the city and its delicate balance of power. Lord Mandel Grave's question, delivered with a discerning gaze, cut through the air in a lavish meeting chamber. The gravity of the situation mirrored his furrowed brow as he asked, "General Berg, how do these successive failures affect the city's security? With the ongoing issues in the current clone group serving in the PDF, and now the failure of the detachment to replace them, what would be the cascading effects on our defenses?" Waderberg, standing resolute in the face of inquiry, considered the implications carefully before responding. The holographic displays in the room seemed to flicker with the weight of responsibility he bore. Lord Grave, he began, choosing his words with precision. The loss of the current clone group, coupled with the failure of the replacement batch, leaves our defenses compromised. The PDF relies heavily on the efficiency and reliability of these clones, and their shortcomings put our security at risk. He gestured to the holographic projections displaying data on the current state of the city's defense forces. The ongoing issues with the existing clone group have strained our resources and manpower. The failure of the replacement batch exacerbates the situation. We find ourselves with a dwindling pool of well-trained, uniquely stable clones to maintain order and respond to potential threats. Waderberg paused, his gaze meeting the Lord Grave's acknowledgement and severity of the circumstances. The city's security hinges on the strength and efficacy of our defense forces. With these successive failures, we face a vulnerable period. The compromised capabilities of PDF could embolden external threats or internal unrest. Our ability to maintain order and project power is significantly hampered. The general's words hung in the air, the implications resonating within the opulent chamber. The delicate balance of power that Firetop enjoyed is now under threat, and the repercussions of these failures could extend far beyond the immediate concerns of military strategy. Waderberg, acutely aware of the need for a solution, awaited Lord Grave's response, knowing that decisions made in this moment would reverberate through the corridors of influence and wealth within the city. Lord Manuel Grave, his expression grave, contemplated the grim cascade of effects triggered by the compromised security of the city. The weight of responsibility settled on his shoulders as he acknowledged the severity of the situation. General Berg, he began, his voice measured, cannot afford to compromise the security of Firetop. To withhold the Imperial tithe to divert funds to defense forces, what ramifications would that have on our standing in the Imperium? Waderberg, understanding the delicate nature of political and economic intricacies at play, responded with a resolute tone. Lord Grave, I emphasize, with the economic implications, but withholding the Imperial tithe would not only jeopardize our standing in the Imperium, but also potentially invite punitive action. The stability of our city rests not only on military might, but on maintaining our alliances and fulfilling our obligations to the higher authorities. The holographic displays flickered as the general continued. We must ensure that the tithe is ready to be dispatched when the Imperial ships arrive. Any delay or deviation from the established protocol would have dire consequences. We cannot afford to antagonize the Imperium at a time when we require their support more than ever. We need to find alternative solutions to bolster our defenses without compromising our obligations. Lord Grave nodded, acknowledging the complexities of the situation. Very well, General. We must explore other avenues to secure the necessary resources for our defense forces. Practically leverage our economic influence to obtain emergency funding or seek support from neighboring sectors. The city's security is paramount, and we must navigate these challenges with tact, perhaps some strategic finesse. As the holographic displays continued to cast a soft glow into the moonlit chamber, General Vederberg and Lord Mangrave developed deep into the intricacies of the plan to bolster the city's defenses. The discussions extended long into the night, forging a strategy that relied on a collaboration of other influential spire nobles. However, the delicate negotiations that lay ahead, it became clear that Lord Grave's direct involvement in this fleet in order to avoid reprisals from his own noble house. General Berg, Lord Grave spoke with a sense of urgency. We need the support of Lady Tisseria, the South Spire. Her influence among nobility and access to critical resources could prove instrumental in our endeavor. However, my direct involvement could be seen as a provocation. We must approach her on behalf of the city and present the urgency of our situation. Vederberg nodded, recognizing the political sensitivity of the task at hand. I understand, Lord Grave, and see an audience with Lady Tisseria and lay out the dire consequences and circumstances we face. Convincing her to rally the support of the other Spire nobles is crucial to the success of our plan. We must act swiftly. Time is of the essence. The holographic displays updated with relevant data outlining the potential benefits and risks of involving other noble houses. Lord Grave continued to provide strategic insight, guiding the general in the art of delicate negotiation within the intricate web of Spire politics. Clad in his formal uniform, General Vederberg moved with purpose through the dimly lit corridors of the Notar's Spire. The plan, meticulously crafted in collaboration with Lord Manograve, had taken shape as a beacon of hope for the city's security. As he departed for the South Spire, in the future, the echoes of strategic decisions lingered in the air, a silent reminder of the weighty decisions made for the greater good. We did not look forward to tomorrow's voyage. The sea slept beneath the mustard-colored clouds as Vederberg embarked on his diplomatic mission. The winding pathways of Spire top seemed to guide him toward a destiny entwined with delicate dances of politics and military strategy. The plan they had conceived was both pragmatic and challenging, replacing the expiring lone troops with mercenaries from one of the orbital rogue traders. In his heart, Vederberg harbored reservations about relying on mercenaries. The clone troops, despite their perceived shortcomings, had been a consistent and known quantity, and mercenaries, on the other hand, produced an element of unpredictability. However, the urgency of the situation left little room for sentiment. The crux of the plan hinged on securing funds from both Lord Manograve and Lady Tisseria of the South Spire, the orbital rogue traders known for their adaptability and discretion to the source of the mercenaries. The Vederberg harbored reservations. The pragmatism of the plan was undeniable. Immediate action was imperative to maintain the city's security, and the orbital rogue traders provided a viable solution. As Vederberg navigated the Spire, Lord Grave assumed the responsibility for overseeing the other assets and facets of the plan. The coordination between the military and nobility had become paramount in these trying times. Lord Grave's watchful eye and strategic acumen were essential in ensuring the success of this collaborative effort. The night pressed on as Vederberg neared thoughts. The southern Spire once again. The opulence of the area's stark contrast to the urgency of the mission. Lady Tisseria, a key player in this unfolding drama, awaited the general's arrival. Their fate as Spire top now rested on the shoulders of those who sought a pragmatic solution in the face of imminent challenges. As the city slept, unaware of the intricate machinations underway, Vederberg and his collaborators moved with a sense of purpose. The delicate balance of power and security hung in the balance, and the decisions made in the coming days would determine the fate of Spire tops. Amidst the mustard-colored clouds, Lady Tisseria, South Spire, a formidable figure in her own right, would soon find herself at the center of a negotiation that held the key to Spire top's resilience in the face of adversity. The success of their diplomatic efforts would hinge on the ability to unite influential Spire nobles under a common cause, transcending the traditional rivalries that defined their political landscape. As General Vederberg made his way through the winding corridors of Spire top, the city beneath the mustard-colored clouds awaited the outcome of his clandestine collaborations. The delicate dance of power and negotiation unfolded, setting the stage for a pivotal moment that can shape the destiny of Spire top within the tumultuous days ahead. As General Vederberg returned to the familiar surroundings of the Military Spire, he felt a mixture of determination and anticipation for the crucial meetings with Lady Tisseria of the South Spire. The comforting sights of this mansion area within the nominally titled Army Spire served as a reassuring backdrop, providing a momentary respite from the weight of strategic considerations. In the subdued lighting of his personal quarters, adorned with military memorabilia and holographic displays detailing troop movements. Vaderberg engaged his secretary via encrypted communications. The holographic projection of his efficient being materialized before him, waiting instructions. Set up a meeting with Lady Kesria of Southfire, or tomorrow, he commanded, his tone reflecting the gravity of the mission. Ensure that the venue is secure and take all necessary precautions to maintain discretion. This meeting is of the utmost importance to the city's security and we cannot afford any leaks or compromises. The secretary, well versed in protocols of covert communications, nodded affirmatively. Understood, General Byrd. I will arrange the meeting and ensure that all security measures are in place. Lady Kesria will be informed of the urgency of the matter. With a final nod, the holographic projection of the secretary dissolved, leaving Vaderberg to reflect on the challenges that lay ahead. Tomorrow's meeting would be a diplomatic maneuver of critical importance, a delicate dance in negotiation and persuasion. Lady Kesria's support could tip the scales in favor of the city's security. The intricate politics of Spiretop demanded a finesse that went beyond military strategy. The evening wore on as the general viewed the strategic plans once more, ensuring that every detail was accounted for. The holographic displays flickered with data, projecting potential outcomes of the collaboration with Lady Kesria and the other Spire nobles. The night, often time for reflection and preparation, unfolded as Vaderberg steeled himself for the challenges that awaited him in the diplomatic arena ahead. As the city slept beneath the mustard-colored clouds, the Militarum Spire stood as a sentinel, looming presence a testament to the military might that safeguarded Spiretop. Tomorrow's meeting would be a pivotal moment in the ongoing struggle to secure the city's future. General Vaderberg, with the weight of the responsibility on his shoulders, prepared to navigate the intricacies of the web of Spire politics with a steady hand. As night fell and the bustling city below quieted, General Vaderberg succumbed to the embrace of sleep. In the realm of dreams, his subconscious painted vivid scenes of hoped-for reinforcements and an unending supply of clone troops ready to answer his commands. The vision unfolded like a utopian tapestry, comforting despite the harsh realities he'd faced all day. In the realm of slumber, mustard-colored clouds above Spiretop transformed into billowing banners of triumph, and the Militarum Spire stood as an impregnable fortress, surrounded by legions of loyal clones. The air hummed with efficiency of a well-oiled military machine. Holographic displays projected endless reserves of troops, each one standing at attention, ready to carry out the general's every order. The dream landscape echoed the clanking of armored boots and the rhythmic cadence of marching soldiers. Vaderberg, in his dreamlike state, reveled in the assurance that the city's defenses were impenetrable, bolstered by an inexhaustible supply of clone troops. It was a vision of unwavering strength and security, a manifestation of his deepest desires for the safety and prosperity of Spiretop. The holographic displays in his dream projected not only the might of the military but also the unity of the noble houses. Lady Kesria of Southfire and other influential figures stood by his side, their collaboration an unbreakable bond forged in the crucible of necessity. The city below thrived under the watchful gaze of the united leadership, and the mustard-colored clouds began his fate, revealing a clear and promising horizon. As General Vaderberg slept, his subconscious danced among the stars, navigating a dreamscape where the challenges of the waking world were momentarily set aside. The comforting visions of reinforcements and an unending supply of clone troopers provided a solace, a sanctuary within the realm of dreams, where the burdens of clan were lifted, if only for a fleeting moment. In the embrace of this hopeful dream, Vaderberg found the respite he needed, recharging his spirit for the challenges that awaited him in the coming day. The night, with its soothing dreams, passed in quiet serenity, preparing the general for the intricate dance of diplomacy and strategy that would unfold with the first light of dawn. In the triangle embrace of his dream, General Vaderberg remained oblivious to the silent intrusion unfolding in the physical realm. The aging clone trooper, a Machiavellian blend of nightmarish decay and lingering youthful vigor, moved with ghostly precision through the corridors of the Militarum Spire. His face, etched with the passage of time and decayed flesh, betrayed the haunting paradox of his existence. Unbeknownst to the slumbering general, the clone trooper's sharp eyes glinted in the dim light. A shot of white hair adorned his aged head. The blade, wielded with quiet grace of the deadly spectre, met the unsuspecting throat of the butler at the doorway. The swift and silent execution turned the tranquil night into a scene of gruesome demise as the butler's body slumped to the floor. The decaying soldier a relic of bygone battles and forgotten campaigns hovered in the doorway. In the cold and unfeeling night air, the general's dream was shattered by the harsh reality of the high arc of the trooper's blade. A whisper-quiet motto escaped the trooper's lips, a haunting refrain that echoed through the stillness of the general's gurgling death. Precision, perfection, pride. As the decaying soldier vanished into the shadows, the general's body lay quietly dying in his luxurious quarters. The wound inflicted by the clone trooper's blade marked the end of Vader Bird's command, a tragic conclusion to a dream of unending reinforcements and safety of the city. The blade, one of thousands issued to the clone trooper, still lodged in the general's throat, would be found the next day. The trooper's blade, stained with the lifeblood of the general, bore witness to a silent declaration. As he navigated the fortified spire, the Spectre sought those she needed, receiving the message, a stark reminder that his brother's sacrifice had not been in vain. The halls whispered with the phantom echoes of the clone trooper's motto, precision, perfection, pride. Each syllable carried the weight of the soldier's unwavering commitment to a cause now twisted by betrayal. The trooper, a manifestation of the clone's enduring loyalty, had become a harbinger of justice against those who had veered from the path of honor.